Hello and welcome to our next workflow demonstration. This time we have small panel from some sort of radio, just insert that blocks some cavity where probably factory had been in mind idea to fit some different equipment inside of the radio. So pretty much simple panel, should be easy task to do. And let's jump in straight into our task of reverse engineering this part. So first of all, as always, let's align this to coordinate system. Since this is quite symmetric part, I would actually like to have it aligned for easier workflow. So let's go and grab a couple segments of mesh here. Something like this should be absolutely fine. Okay, we can see that deviation shows we are spot on. Let's accept this plane. Oh, what else would I need to align this to coordinate system? Probably I'm just going to create cross-section sketch here. I think this might be a pretty good location for that. So let's hit create. I'm going to fit one entity here and another entity on this side. Okay, good. Let's take a look at deviation for those two. Looks great. What else I need? Actually, I need some kind of middle line. So those two looks curved to me. So, okay, good for now. And for the center one, I think I will just use fitted entities to those internal ribs. Okay, let's manually select here and fit two of those lines. Select both of them. Say I want to see here middle line. Done. Okay, good to go. And probably I want just to modify this first sketch to create a middle line of both of these as well. Okay, this should be sufficient. And let's go to align by coordinate system, select plane, let's flip it. But this is not top, I want this to be a front. Flip, good. Next one, I guess this one, and the last one, this middle line here. Okay, should be great. Let's hit apply, front. Okay, we need to flip it. Done. Looks great. Close the dialog box. Now I can hide all of this. And before I'm proceeding, actually I want to see how symmetric this fitment is. 0.1. Okay, so all these interlocking tabs are just spot on. Perfect. Great. Okay, I don't need this symmetry plane. So at this point, I can start to recreate a couple features here. The first thing, probably I want to start with the top surface, of course. So let's go and see if I actually can create this with just a simple extrusion. Let's try automatic fitting of entities. Okay, it gives me just a line. So let's go manually, arc, like this. Perfect. And now question is if it can be simply extruded. Let's see, analysis. Kinda pretty much. We have just tiny bit deviation on one side. and the same on opposite side. So it's a good question how to do. Probably I will cancel this, and what I can do, I can actually create let's say I will create another plane, define interactively somewhere here. Okay, and let's create here another sketch. Of course, here it might be a problem, and just a simple arc is not going to fit, but well, this angle is so tiny that it actually fits and works great here. So let's hide the plane. And what I want to do now, I'm just going to loft from this to this one. And here I will say this is tangent or even curvature. And we're just perfectly spot on. Okay, and now let's do an experiment. CAD. Let's mirror this to opposite side. Looks great, but the thing is I want to see. Okay, we're great. So we have nice continuity, and it's absolutely awesome. So what now? What now? Now I'm going to extend those two edges slightly. Okay, great. So I have my first surface done. Now I can proceed with those vertical surfaces, I guess. Let's go and create another cross-section sketch here. Somewhere here looks good to me. Okay, create. Oh, at this point probably I can use Sketch Assist. Well, it's not that super great, but I can use two of those. And I know that this one is slightly curved, like this. And now I want simply to mirror it to the opposite side. And it fit absolutely amazing, I think. Okay, so let's intersect all of those. Okay, since we have mirror constraint, it's slightly more annoying here. So I would need to get rid, or just simply use this button to intersect all of them at once. Okay, great. Let's extrude this. What do we see here? So this top side works absolutely great. Bottom side has some slight deviation. Do I want to bother myself about that? Or not really? It's a good question. So at this point, probably I will just add some tiny draft here. Like 0.5 degrees. This should work great. Okay, but I wanted this to be a surface probably. Or actually, maybe not. I can simply trim this with previously created surface. Oops. Like this. And I have main body mostly created. Let's just change extrusion distance to the bottom side. Okay, like this. So now, following thing, I noticed here is quite interesting corner, so it's not a complete fillet, as you can see. So basically it starts as fillet and then comes to more sharp edge. And let's try to figure out how to recreate such the easy way. I got a couple ideas in my mind, and let's see if that is going to work actually. The next step, I think I could actually try to get this done maybe the easy way. So let's just go and try this out. Let's duplicate these surfaces and let's duplicate this one. Let's hide solid. So for now I'm going to hide side surfaces, and I want to offset this one approximately to this sharper edge, so it's somewhere, looks like here, maybe 0.7. Let it be 65. I don't know, 0.6. Let's keep it as this. Okay. Actually, during offset, I don't want to remove original surface, so I will have two of them. Let's separate those two. Let's unhide side surfaces and offset them as well. See. Okay, for better visibility, I will start with extending of this edge slightly more, so I have better visibility, like this. Okay, and now let's offset this. Yes, 1 millimeter looks great. Okay, let's keep original surface as well. Separate. Good. Okay, so now I want to have this original one and offsetted side surface. Trim like this. Right, and now I want those two. Let's extend this. Okay, and let's perform trim here. Okay, and from here now, I want to try to load this and see if this is going to work. And here I will set the tangent and the opposite side as a contact. Let's add a couple more. Now let's add those two as well. Okay. Okay, so I'm pretty close here, just a little bit further away on this side. But for my purposes of this part, this is going to be just perfect. Basically, this is going to be a replacement part of this cover where I will have to build inside some control knob. And I guess this video will be split in two parts, just to make two short parts. One would be, the first one will represent the actual reverse engineering of main body, and in second part I could show how to customize this part. So basically something, a little bit of designing based on scan data inside of QUICKSURFACE. Okay, so once I have completed this, where is my solid? Actually, from here I'm going to probably simply duplicate those two faces and trim all this into one single solid. Okay, looks good. What now? Now probably I can add fillet to those two corners. See if it's going to work. Okay, it doesn't work in such selection, so let's go one by one. Let's take a look at deviation. 2.5 millimeters should be great. Okay, so probably I should go back and just change slightly my approach so I don't have this messy corner here. So let's go delete this, trim. Let's get rid of duplicate surface. Let's get, actually I need to get rid of all of this. So back to this basic block. Now I'm going to add fillet here and here. It was 2.5 millimeters. Okay, great. And from here again, let's repeat. Duplicate top. Duplicate this one. Hide solid. Offset top surface. Let's make it 0.65 this time, a little bit lower. Keep the original. Separate bodies, hide both of them. Oh, let's offset this one. 1 millimeter, keep the original. Okay. Separate bodies. Okay, let's extend this top surface. Let's trim with original side surface. This. Hide those two and hide those. Extend side surface. Like this. Okay. Trim. Good. And let's now make a loft. Okay, looks good. Yeah, should be fine. Okay, so as you can see now, I have those nice corners here. Actually, while we're here, another topic to discuss. Typically, I hate such complete lofts because I simply don't see nice surface patch edges here. And in order to recreate them, I can go and simply create here several lofts like this, like this, like this. Okay, and we can now go to not loft, but to fill surface tool. Select all of those edges, set here tangent, tangent, there we need a contact. And repeat the same on this corner. Tangent, 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 and contact. Great. So now we have these nice edge lines. And I like this much more. Actually, this reminds as what you normally add the fillet and would see the proper surface patch edge lines. Okay, so again, hide the solid. Let's duplicate those two edges, not edges, but surfaces. Trim all this into one single solid. Okay, good. So now, let's see, what do we have here? Probably the next step would be to recreate this groove here. So basically this groove here is just for some soft material to avoid squeaking and cracking of this panel inside of the rest plastic housing. I think I'm just going to create another cross-section sketch here. Like this. On the other side, I can probably do it slightly different way. So considering this is just a simple offset of side surfaces, potentially I could offset them and retrim. Now thinking what might be quicker way. But anyway, just for information and learning something more, let's go both ways. Let's duplicate this one, hide the solid. Let's offset this duplicated surface. So here on the back side I have removed adhesive. On the front side it's still there, just one corner is free of it. And we can see this back side is just a tiny bit off. See, maybe, oh, actually 0.8 looks great in all directions here. Except of here we have different radius fillet. So let's go and delete those two faces. Okay, surfacing extend. Let's extend both of those. Since this is not a complete surface, this is not going to do trick I wanted, I guess. Yeah, okay, well, anyway, let's simply intersect them. Whoops, wrong surface selected, wrong edge, I mean. Let's intersect, okay, separate bodies, trim those bodies, not bodies, but surfaces, okay. And let's add here fillet of correct size. Oh, 2.65 or even more. Oh, 3 millimeters. Okay. Okay, good on this side. Let's see what's happening on the back side. So here we have something. That's not a complete fillet. So seems anyway, I'll have to create a cross-section sketch here to define this shape here. Basically what I can see, slightly rounded surface. So it comes in completely. At this point, let's get back our surface and let's try to figure out an easy solution for this. Well, to be honest, since this corner is being cut away later, probably this might fit as a normal fillet as well. So let's go and try to add here a fillet. Say 3 millimeters, same as on front side. Okay, this looks great. So easy way, no mess here. Next part, let's see, basically I need to create here probably 2 planes. Let's try to use those surfaces. So I want to see here a plane. It's good, but let's constrain this as a parallel to XZ. Okay, so perfect match. Okay, great. And oh, actually, I can do the same on the. No, I can't because that's a little bit lower. So where's my last plane? Um, let's duplicate this plane. Edit. And pull it slightly lower. Just about. Just about right. Okay, so 2 planes. Quite a distance between them, but well, it's fine for this case, especially. Now where I have my offsetted surface, let's take a look. So these indents are separate. So here I have still the same surface, so let's add a couple more entities into this trim to make our life slightly more complicated. Or maybe to do this later. Well, anyway, this can be done at any point. So let's go. I want to see here a line and another line. I'm not going to bother myself here about angles and so on, because this is just a relief indent here. Let's extrude it. Something like this. One plane, another plane. Let's see how this messy trim will turn out. Fact I don't like about such complicated trims is that I have to click so many times here. Okay, maybe this time it's not that bad. This, I don't need this one, and this one. Looks about right. So it failed. Let's take a look again. Where I have left something. Okay, here we are. Single surface, good. Okay, so now where is my body? And let's trim this. Good. So this groove is recreated, and let's see what next. Well, next probably I want to go to recreate, I guess, those two on each side. So it means I will be able to simply mirror them. And set that. So for now, since this is curved, actually this is not solid. Let's see what's wrong. This part looks good. Oh, love that. So let's reset this trim and see what's happening here. So basically, there's one slight problem. See if I actually can repair it from here. Okay, now, so basically I will have to delete this trim and just extend this surface tiny bit so it intersects completely. And now I have solid body. Okay, great. Since this is planar, then I can potentially use this planar surface to, it's not planar, it's circular, so it suggests me to create a cross section for evolve, and that's not what I want. Okay, let's hide solids, but what I'm pretty sure about, those two might be planar. Yes. Close, but not perfectly, actually. Well, anyway, from here, I can create a plane and use this plane to create cross sections. Or extruded solid. I think so. Oh, let's take a look. This is going to work. Line, please. Okay. Let's extend. Looks good. Actually, I'll snap it somewhere here. Let's snap this one here. And this one here as well. Okay, so from here, let's add horizontal entity on one side, horizontal entity here as well. Another one, and the last one. Intersect those. Extend this one. Intersect, intersect. Extend. Trim. Like this. Those two. Okay, good. So from here, there might be some catch. Let's simply try to extrude this. Let's hide the plane. And I want to change this to x-axis. Snap somewhere there. Okay, actually this looks really good. So as much as I know, those two work just as a indents where metallic clip jumps in and holds this part in place. So probably I'm not going to bother myself to create this back surface, just this tiny bit of curved. It's pointless, just like 0.1 millimeters. So I'm going to accept this result. Probably I could go back to the sketch to add fillets actually here. So it's 0.93. Well, maybe 1 millimeter is a bit too much. Say 0.9. On this side, 0.5 probably. Let's go the same 0.5 here. And 0.9 on this side. To match the other side, let's go same here. 0.5 here. 0.5 here. And 0.9 on this side. Okay, so let's take a look at deviation analysis during extrusion. That looks great. Okay, so now I want to mirror this to the opposite side. Okay. And where is my previous solid? Let's simply oops, cut from selected solid. Okay, looks good. And let's take a look what might be next feature to recreate. So basically here on the outside, I have left only those slashed surfaces. And after that, I will have to move to the inside and later trim away all of those. Okay, so let's go. Let's create another cross-section sketch. Somewhere here, let's say, is good to me. Let's fit here a straight line entity. Let's extrude it. 30 degrees. Well, looks pretty good. Okay. Now from here, what will I do from here? Still thinking, do I want to recreate this small curve here? Well, it seems it was designed quite weird way, but why not to do that if we can do that? Right, so let's go fit here another entity, intersect them and fill it, extend. Okay. Let's see. Okay, looks great. Hide sketch. So what I need now I need to hide this one and create another cross-section sketch. To catch some geometry of those side surfaces. Okay, so in general, this should be pretty much the same as those. Let's see. Yeah. Simply selection here is much easier than on those smaller edges there. Let's just adjust it slightly. I'll decide it's a good question. Well, I bet it should be horizontal as well, but we can try to make it at an angle as it looks like from here. Let's see, extrude. I don't know, probably it's at an angle. Okay, so let's bring back the previous surface. Let's trim all this. That and like this. Okay. Okay, now I will just simply mirror this to opposite side. It's perfect. Here's my solid body. And let's just trim it. Okay, good. Looks great. So from now, let's move to the inside. On the inside part, let's see what do we have here. Okay, so a lot of simple ribs. and later a couple cutouts. So let's go create another cross section. Yeah, this looks like a good location. Let's see how easier to proceed here. Dun, 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 dun. Do I really want to bother myself to recreate all of them in a more complicated way, or not really? Probably this one should be horizontal as well. And this one vertical. Oh, actually, I'm not going to start with those. I will use simply entity from here. Let's add another one here. Intersect those two. Okay, so basic shape. Let's add one over here. Vertical. Let's connect those. Okay. So now that I have a complete shape here, I'm going to offset this one. Flip direction. It doesn't really match here, but it should be good here. Okay, it's also not. So abandon plan, get rid of this one. Let's simply create here one entity, here, and here. So this small corner, maybe we'll have to leave for later. Like this, another one here, another one here. Slightly missing on this side. Let's just eyeball it for now. Let's intersect this. And this one as well. This one. Wanted to make it easier way, but seems maybe at some point it's easier not to go the easiest possible way. But let's create a little mess here. Let's add one more here. Let's connect those. And I'm missing one more here. Of course, I could typically or potentially pattern many of them, but since all those dimensions are slightly different, I really don't want to bother myself with that. Okay, so let's make a couple quick trims here. This. Okay, this looks good enough. So let's simply extrude. Probably add some draft angle. Just tiny bit. Like 1 degree. As we can see, not all of them are perfectly aligning. But, well, again, this is tiny deviation, and for my purposes, it's going to work absolutely great. Okay, so I got those, and now I need this last one here. Let's create another cross section. Something like this. Let's fit here entity. Just quickly here as well. Intersect. On this side, on this side. Let's try to correct it slightly like this. And let's extrude this one as well. 1 degree of draft. Looks good. Okay, so I got all of them. Now I simply need to trim them to make as a cutting tool, and in order to do that, I'm going to duplicate this surface again. Oops, not one of them. I need both sides. Or actually, just one side will work good enough. So let's hide all of that. Let's hide all of those cutters as well. Offset surface. Let's see. Well, 2 millimeters looks great. So now I can unhide my cutting solids, trim. Mirror, and cut away off main body. And voila. It looks like I might be pretty close. to be done here. So, okay, so I can see after mirroring, it's not that super perfect. Weird way, actually, because all the rest part was like super symmetric, and here we can see the deviation of 0.6 millimeters. That is quite a lot, and just for one rib here. Pretty much interesting, but well, I'm going to leave this as a theoretically perfect CAD. So I'm just going to ignore this offset of this rib from symmetry. And what I need now, actually now I need to recreate a couple of those cutouts. And since this is should be a planar surface, let's just create a cross section based on coordinate system plane. Okay, let's fit an entity here. Let's take a look if this cutout is symmetrical. That's good. Okay, let's intersect again this. Extend, connect, extrude. I want to extrude up to this surface and cut. Okay, like this. Looks good. Let's add fillets here. One millimeter. Okay, looks great. Now I have to repeat similar operation on side here. And from here, actually, I'm just going to let's see how to make it easier. This is not planar, and that is planar, but well, in this case, I'm just going to create cross section. Let's say like this one. Let's horizontal entity here. Actually, let's unhide my solid. Let's duplicate this edge here. Intersect those. Close profile. Extrude. And now I want to extrude this to this surface and up to this surface. Instead of doing cut right now, I'm going to accept this result, mirror to opposite sides, and cut those two away. Okay, so here is some flow, just because those were not like a completely vertical in sketch. Let's get back, let's get rid of this cut. Edit sketch, just pull it in like this. Before mirroring, I just want to duplicate the surface here, my body, extend this complete surface. Okay, trim my cutter, and now mirror and hide my main body, trim, cut away. Okay, good. So now we can see I don't have these defective faces anymore, and we have pretty much nice and great solid body here. So let's take a look at deviation analysis. Slightly off here somehow. It's just because I don't have this cutout. Okay, so not to go back, I will just create another cross-section sketch here, and probably I can simply duplicate these entities here. Extrude up the surface, cut all this out as well. Okay, great. So let's see now. I need a couple fillets here. This 1.5 millimeter looks great. And I need to add fillets here and on the opposite side as well. 0.82 at about 1 millimeter looks great. Okay, let's do comparison again. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, so one last thing that potentially I would like to add here. I might want to add fillet here, just a tiny one. Something like maybe 0.5 millimeters. Just not to make it as a completely sharp corner. And so I can add fillet here of 0.5 millimeters. Also, no, this one looks way too much. Let's add it as 0.25 maybe. Because this edge is pretty sharp. Okay, so this looks good. And now, okay, I need to add fillets here. For this one and this one corner. Three and half. Should be good. Okay, so looks good enough. And original part here is this super tiny indent. To be honest, I have no idea why is it there. But to be honest, I don't really want to bother myself with this because anyway, it fits in a slot and it shouldn't matter. But in general, of course, if we want, we can correct that fairly easily. Again, by duplicating those surfaces. Let's hide solid for now. Offset surface. Yes, well, so as I said, it's a super tiny. As we can see, it's just around 0.1 millimeter. Maybe a fraction more. 0.15. Okay. So now I can hide this, and next thing I would need just to create another plane. Something like this looks just good enough. Now, where's my surface? Now I can trim all this. I don't need this part, and now just to make my life easier, I'm going to complete this edge. Just a little bit, not too much. Okay. And well, let's perform another trim operation here, like this. And I have solid body with this tiny indent for whatever needs it was there, but let's simply make it. We can. Why not to do that? So on this step, I think the first part of this video is done, and if you want to follow up the next part where I will simply design some geometries to fit here another knob that is controlling settings of music equipment, make sure to follow up for the second part. Hopefully this was useful for you, and see you in the next one.